Hello, and welcome to this session on the Interview subtab of the Investigations tab. As mentioned in the Recordings of the Details subtab, the Investigations tab is a place where users with the appropriate rights can go to read, add, or update the details with regards to a possible investigation related to an occurred incident. This session will focus on the Interview subtab, where investigators can enter all of the notes, summaries, or transcriptions of any interviews that may pertain to their investigation. The Interviews tab is essentially identical in functionality to the Narratives tab of the incident, but in this case there are a series of data entry fields that need to be completed. To add a new entry, click on the Add New link. This will open up the interview editor, and here we can see the data entry fields, some of which are required information, beginning with the interview type. Next, in the subject of the interview, we can indicate who this person was, what their involvement was. In the interview conducted by field, we can indicate who conducted the interview. We can also update the start and end date times. The location of the interview, which is a free text field. And if there was a witness to our interview, we could indicate who that person was in the witness field. This again is also a free text field. If this interview was recorded, we could indicate so by checking off the Interview Recorded checkbox. Once these fields have been completed, the remaining functions within this editor are the same as the narratives and the summaries. You can type directly into the free text box, as well as copy and paste any information as needed, as well as use the style tools for bolding, underlining, italics, as well as the ability to change font size, style, spacing, and so on. If your organization has specific templates that need to be filled in, you may navigate to the Import/Export tab at the top of the page and use the Import button to browse to the location of the template for importing. The Tools tab allows for the insertion of tables, images, or links, as well as a few more formatting options, and the ability to print this interview separate of the actual record itself. Once the text has been entered, there is also a Spelling tab where we can run a spell check on the text before we save our interview details. Once we've completed that spell check, if we click on the Interviews tab and click on the Save button, this will save our interview details and add it to the list, or also return back to our Investigations tab. If there is a need to edit any of the interview details, we can select the interview from the list below and click on the Edit link. This will reopen the interview editor and we can make the modifications as needed. If there's a need to remove an interview, again we can select it from the list below and click on the Remove link. The Seal link allows the user to lock the interview into a read-only mode. Just note that this process is permanent. Once sealed, saved, and perspective refreshes, or if you were to leave your record, you would no longer have the options for editing or removing this sealed interview. Finally, the Read link opens the interview into a read-only format. There are no editing privileges when this option is selected, but there is a print option if need be.